Good afternoon. My name is Jamie Jackson, and this is another installment of Panther Chats. I'm one of the senior admissions counselors here, and today I'm with Dr. Pritchard. She's the associate professor of biology, so thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks, Jamie, for the invite.
Yeah. So first and foremost, I would be, let's say I'm an incoming freshman or a junior looking at Kentucky Wesleyan. With biology, why would that be important, or what would be the reason that I would join the biology major? Kind of what is it? Why is it important? And how can we differ at Kentucky Wesleyan from other biology departments around the state and even the country?
Sure, that's a great question. And that's one I talk to a lot with incoming students as they start their educational journey. So what is our biology major? So biology is the study of life. And so by studying the field of biology, you are studying, you're trying to get a better understanding of life itself. That ranges from the tiniest of tiny things, which is what I study, single-celled microorganisms, to bigger organisms, humans, animals. How do those animals interact with their environment? How do they interact with each other? And so it's just really trying to get a better understanding of the living world itself. Why is that important? All you have to do is turn on the news today to see that, right?
Absolutely.
One of the hot topics is that coronavirus outbreak. And, I think that's a perfect illustration of why it's really important that we have folks studying the life sciences, better understanding, what's going on right now. It's so critical right now that we need folks involved in infectious disease, in public health, in pharmaceuticals, in diagnostics, who are using those experiences to translate them over into political and business and societal sectors, to develop that next line of healthcare workers who are on the front line fighting this disease and so many others that are out there. And also the impact that it's having on our environment, right? How this is spread. So I think this is a very easy time when it's easy to understand why this is an important field for people to study. What makes us unique? I think one of the things that makes us most unique is the personalized, unique experience that students are going to get here. Our major is designed so that you have a lot of choices in how you can design your major. Yes, students are going to get a broad understanding of lots of different biological areas, genetics and microbiology and ecology, but there's also a lot of freedom to sort of pick and choose the things that are most interesting and most applicable to you. So if you're someone interested in pre-med, or you want to go into a healthcare field, then you can pick the courses that are more applicable to you, like immunology, anatomy, and physiology. If you're someone who's more interested in animals, you can pick courses like animal behavior and vertebrate and invertebrate zoology. So there's lots of choices. You can do lots of customization with your major, which is nice. You can make it into what you need it to be for your particular path. There's also a lot of personalization when it comes to your academic experience. So one of the beautiful things about being at a small college is you get to know your professors and your classmates really well, and we get to know you really well. So I can provide a really unique academic experience for my students that they couldn't receive at a bigger school where there were more students in the seats in that classroom. Even by the time they hit that introductory level, we know their name, we know where they come from, we know their interests, we know their desires, and we can work with them on a one-on-one basis to help them get the experiences they need, to give them the focus, the attention, the assistance they need in their classes, and help them figure out what their path is and how to get to that next step after Kentucky Wesleyan. So it's a very unique experience. It's very personalized to you. And I've seen a lot of students really thrive and really benefit from that personal touch.
And, to brag on you a little bit, that's also something that makes Wesleyan special are the professors, because you guys put in so much time and energy. And as you said, you all get to know the students really well. And, to get to know you a little bit better, we've got a couple questions here. And, what led you to biology? What was the drawing force to you? I mean, when did you know that you wanted to become a biology major, and kind of what was that path like?
Sure. So when I was in college myself, so I was an undergraduate at Ohio Wesleyan University, so
Yes.
very similar academic experience to here.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the reasons I ended up here, because I love that experience so much. I'd always been interested in the sciences. I had a dad who really encouraged me to um, figure out whatever that area was that I was most interested in. And for me, that was the sciences. And for a long time, I thought that meant I was going to be a doctor or a veterinarian or a nurse or something else related to healthcare. But it was when I was in college, when I had those personalized experiences that I like to offer to my students here, where I realized that it wasn't necessarily the patient interaction side of things that was most interesting to me, but rather the teaching, the research, the helping students find their path that was most interesting to me.
Awesome.
So it just has transformed. It's been sort of the same area, but just a different way to focus on that for my career.
Gotcha. And you've already talked a little bit about the different tracks that biology students can take at Wesleyan. So what specific classes or courses do you teach as professor here?
So I teach a little bit of everything. So my specialty is microbiology. I have my PhD in microbiology, and my particular area of interest is bacterial pathogenesis. So understanding how bacteria cause disease, because the more we understand that, the better we can treat it and prevent it in the future. I have taught everything from our non-majors biology class, which is always a lot of fun, to our introductory majors level class. I'll be teaching that this coming fall. I teach all of our microbiology related courses. So microbiology 1 is required for all of our bio majors. I teach an upper level micro 2, where we focus on more of the applied side of microbiology. So how does that relate to clinical disease, environmental applications, biotechnology, genetics, and genomics. I also teach an upper level immunology course focused on how the human immune system works. So understanding how we fight off those things that are going to cause us to get sick. I also teach some of our upper level junior and senior seminar courses, where we focus on understanding scientific literature, scientific writing, presentations, which are such good skills to have as you enter the job force. And I've also been involved in our freshman seminar program the last few years, which has really been great to get to know those students as they start their academic journey at Kentucky Wesleyan, help them find their home both here on campus and in the sciences, and then get them off on the right path as they start here.
Yeah. So from what it sounds like, it's safe to say that if you were a biology major, the student's going to have you at some point in their 4 years.
Chances are pretty good. If nothing else for micro, but
Right.
chances are pretty good you'll see me at least some other time as well.
Yeah. So what kind of hands-on learning opportunities do we have available to the students, whether it be on campus or off campus and, in the community type stuff?
So there's a lot of chances for students to get hands-on with their learning from the time that they start here at Wesleyan. So one of the things we have tried to be very intentional about over the last few years, myself and my colleagues, is incorporating more authentic research experiences into their courses. This is a skill that is not only going to help them with their educational or career journey after Wesleyan, but also just helps them learn and understand the techniques better. So from the introductory level of their biology curriculum, they'll be exposed to research projects in their lab courses. So we do a project called the Tiny Earth project during the freshman year, where they help fight the global antibiotic resistance crisis by trying to isolate new bacteria and find new antibiotics to treat those infections that we have really serious problems with in the clinic. We have research projects incorporated into lots of other classes. I do that in my Micro 1 class, again with antibiotic resistance. We have them in our genetics and our cell and molecular biology classes, in some of our upper level classes as well. And so there's a lot of opportunities, even within the classes that you're taking, to get those hands-on research experiences, not just to learn the techniques, but also to just think about becoming a better scientist.
Right.
As far as off-campus experiences, we have a variety of students who have done off-campus research experiences, especially during the summer. So we have lots of students who've participated in the KBRIN program, which is a partnership between the smaller schools in Kentucky and UK and U of L, where students can go to one of those larger campuses for the summer, get paid to do full-time research, and then present their research afterward, which is really great. We also have lots of faculty here on campus who work with students during the school year and during the summer on independent research projects, myself included. Like I said, my research is all microbiology, so we do lots of things related to how bacteria cause disease. I work with a group of bacteria called mycoplasmas and how they cause disease in poultry. I've worked with soil microbiology and antibiotic resistance and have lots of students doing that. We have other faculty members on campus who have active research programs in infectious disease detection in tick populations. We have faculty who have infectious disease in the areas of neurobiology, in the areas of yeast biology. And so there's just lots of opportunities to get into the lab and get those experiences on campus as well.
Awesome. And with these opportunities, what kind of internships have previous students done during their time at Wesleyan and getting prepared for their jobs, being career ready once they leave Wesleyan?
Sure. So the research has been a big part of that, getting involved in independent research with faculty members here or other places during the summer. We've also had students participate in an internship program through the local Owensboro Health Hospital, particularly during the summers. Especially for our pre-med and pre-health folks, that's a great opportunity to work one-on-one with practitioners in their area of interest or in other areas to get some clinical experience during the summer and use that as a way to figure out, is that the right path for you, or to help you gain experience in that field that you want to move into in the future. We had one student last summer who worked in, I believe, cardiology, and they said they had such a good experience with their mentor over the summer that they said, come on back, winter break, any other time you're free, come on back in, shadow, let's hang out, let's get you some more exposure. So it's been a really great experience for our students to take advantage of that too.
Yeah, and I'm a regional counselor, and I deal with a lot of Cincinnati, Louisville, especially since I live in the Louisville area, and students who go home for the summer and are away from Owensboro. Now, when they go home, they're able to work out stuff. If they have a connection in Louisville, Cincinnati, or somewhere in Indiana, they would be able to do an internship back home during the summer. Yes or no?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And we have had some students who have done opportunities like that as well. I know we've had a student who went back to Cincinnati for the summer and worked with the Wave Foundation there for the summer, and we've had students who've gone to Indianapolis and worked for Eli Lilly in the summer.
Awesome.
And so there's definitely lots of opportunities like that as well.
Great. And so once they graduate and they're going on to a postgraduate degree and they're pursuing a career, what type of careers have you seen, have you seen our alumni go on and achieve?
So they have gone into a lot of different fields. For those folks who have been more pre-health, pre-med focused, we have a good success rate of students getting admitted into different medical schools, whether that's UK. We've sent folks to Marion in Indianapolis. We've had folks go other places as well. We've had students go to veterinary school right after graduation. We've had students enter master's programs, so PhD programs, and so we have lots of success with students moving on to that next step in their educational journey. We have some folks who graduate and they're ready to go right into the working world, and that's great too. We've had folks do lots of different types of lab technician type positions. We've had folks work locally in different industries like Sweetest Match and OZ Tyler. We've had folks take other positions in places like Evansville and further away, but it definitely prepares them to jump right into the working world after graduation as well.
Awesome. So now that we've talked about everything Wesleyan, what is your favorite thing about your program, and then I'm even going to put in what is your favorite thing about Wesleyan, if they differ, because they might be the same thing.
Yeah, it's so hard to pick just one. My favorite thing about my program, I love that experience to give students that personalized touch and to see them really grow and become the person that they're meant to be while they're here. We have students come in as a freshman biology major, and they are pre-med and they are laser focused, and they use these 4 years to really focus and tune in on that and get prepared, and then we send them off to med school, and that's just a fantastic experience for them. And we have other students who come in and they might have one area of focus, or they may not be quite sure at all, but they know they really like science. And just that experience of working with them over those 4 years, helping them to try out different things, give them different experiences inside the classroom, outside of the classroom. And then after that senior year, see them walk away after graduation, knowing what that goal is and being ready to take that next step. That to me is just the most fulfilling part. And I think that is a true testament to the dedication of our faculty members and the strength of our program here at Wesleyan. What's my favorite thing about KWC in general? I mean, I think it's definitely related to that, but it really is the atmosphere, the connection that we have across campus. This is a campus where everybody knows everybody. And sometimes that can be bad, but that's also a really great experience as well. And like I said, I went to Ohio Wesleyan as an undergrad. I had that same experience there where your fellow students walking to class, your professors, not just as Dr. So-and-so, but them on a personal level. And we definitely have that same environment here on our campus, and I think it makes it a really great place to work in, because it has helped me really connect with my fellow colleagues in my division of sciences, but also across campus. And it just also is such a great experience for students to find that home away from home if they're here, and to just really find out who they are and just to thrive. I think it's just a great environment to be in.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Sitting here listening to you talk and thinking about my own experience at Wesleyan, I'm in my third full year, but my fourth recruiting cycle. So a lot of the first students that I recruited are getting ready to graduate, and some have already graduated because they're doing the 3-year degree, the accelerated program. And it's just been really gratifying to become more than a counselor and be a friend to these students and see them grow into successful young adults and graduate. And I know this year with the coronavirus and all the graduations kind of being online, I missed a really special time, but it's been the same thing for me, that if I was working at a big school, I wouldn't be afforded that opportunity to really get to know a lot of my students and become friends with them and enjoy watching their journey and their growth as a person, as a student. So I completely agree that that's one of the great things about working here at Wesleyan, is getting that interaction and that connection with the students. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been here long enough now to see a couple classes that I saw from, coming in as freshmen to graduating, and it's just an undescribable experience to see that growth that they've accomplished in 4 years, and just to celebrate them and see what they're doing at this next step. It's just, they're great.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So kind of in closing, is there anything else that you would like to add that we haven't covered about anything, whether it be your major or Wesleyan or, just anything in general?
I think we've covered a lot of it. I think that, like I shared, this is just a really, what I feel is a really special program that I've really seen help a lot of students. And we can't wait to meet that next class of biology majors.
Absolutely. So kind of to wrap everything up, if a student was looking for more information about a biology major, where would you suggest that they go on the website? Who should they email or contact? What can they do to get more information about your major?
Sure. So you can find some information on the website. So if you go to kwc.edu and search for biology, you can pull up some information about our major there. You can also reach out to any of our biology professors, including myself. So my work email is rpritchard, rpritchard @kwc.edu. Shoot me an email. I'd be happy to talk about our program with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Pritchard, for joining us today. I hope everybody enjoyed the time, and we will see you again next week with our next installment of Panther Chat. So thanks and have a good one.
Thanks for the opportunity.